So the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, posted a message notifying the shutdown, basically saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that this is the fault of the radical left. So was this statement a violation of the Hatch Act? What is the Hatch Act? And if so, who cares? Hi, I'm Tom Spiggle with the Spiggle Law Firm. We help people who've been fired or afraid that they might be, including federal government employees. So the Hatch Act makes it illegal for a federal government employee to use government resources to advocate for the benefit or the detriment of a political party. The idea is the federal government should be nonpartisan and we shouldn't be paying them using our tax dollars to engage in political activity. So in this instance, we've got a number of boxes that have already been checked, right? This is a statement by a federal government. It's using federal government resources. The only question that I don't even think is a close one is whether or not is advocating for the benefit or the detriment of a political party. So HUD is taking the position that it's not a violation of the Hatch Act because the radical left is not a political party. But I don't think it takes a genius to understand that the radical left is a stand-in for the Democratic Party. Nobody's going to mistake HUD for posting a message that's dinging the Republicans. So pretty clear there's a violation of the Hatch Act. There have been other statements by other federal agencies using somewhat similar language that may also be a violation of the Hatch Act. Well, let's assume that that's so. And let me say, anybody can file a complaint. The Office of Special Counsel, another government agency, is the one who handles these investigations. Anyone can file a complaint, any citizen can. There's already been one filed against HUD through the group Public Citizen. There's no what we call private right of action, so you can't sue and get any money, but you can file a complaint. The Office of Special Counsel then investigates the statement or the activity, determines whether it thinks there's a violation, and then essentially prosecutes the case before the Merit System Protection Board. Well, the Trump administration has been very successful and certainly not shy about using the administration power to bend the federal government to its purposes. So I don't suspect we're going to see a real serious investigation out of the Office of Special Counsel. And even if there was one and it ended up before the Merit System Protection Board, Trump has already fired a member of that board. That has been upheld by the courts to date, still sort of working its way through. But the smart money is that the Supreme Court is going to green light what we call the theory of the unitary executive that gives Trump all kinds of authority to conduct these kinds of firings. So he's going to have his people on the Merit System Protection Board. Even if there is a finding of a violation by the board, the penalties are very weak. It can be anything from a $1,000 fine to a reprimand. Yes, it can go all the way up to removal, but I don't think anybody expects that on the off chance that there's a finding of a violation, that there's going to be any serious consequences. So was that statement a violation of the Hatch Act? Almost certainly yes. Does it really matter? Sadly, no.